Good evening. If you're watching this, chances are you've either experienced it yourself or you know someone who has. A sudden email, a brief impersonal meeting, and just like that, a career you've spent years, maybe even decades building is upended. Mass layoffs have become a stark, unsettling reality of our professional lives. For many of us, Gen X, older millennials, even younger boomers, who have dedicated so much to our roles, this can feel like a profound betrayal, a shock to the system that leaves you questioning not just your next move, but the very stability you thought you had earned through hard work and loyalty. It's a challenging, often isolating experience. But this isn't a time for despair, it's a time for clear-eyed, pragmatic action. The ground beneath us has shifted, and the old rules of career longevity no longer apply. This video isn't about dwelling on the injustice of it all, though we acknowledge it. Instead, we're going to focus on what you can control. We'll be looking at the hard facts and the practical steps you can take right now to not only navigate the immediate aftermath of a layoff, but to build a more resilient, more secure professional future for yourself. It's about taking back a measure of control in a situation that can feel utterly powerless. Tonight we're going to break it down. We'll go through a 5-step plan designed to protect you and your family. We'll cover everything from the immediate financial triage you need to perform to the long-term strategies for staying relevant and in demand in an ever-changing job market. Think of this as your personal briefing, a guide to fortifying your career against the turbulence we're all facing. The goal is to move from a position of reaction to one of proactive preparation. Let's begin. The very first thing you must do, before you even begin to think about your next job, is to get a clear, unflinching look at your financial situation. This is your immediate priority. The uncertainty of how long you'll be without an income requires a sober assessment. Pull up your bank statements, your credit card bills, your investment accounts, everything. You need to know, down to the dollar, what you have, what you owe, and what your monthly cash burn rate is. This isn't about judgment, it's about data. It's about establishing a baseline from which you can make informed, strategic decisions. Without this complete picture, you're flying blind. Once you have the numbers in front of you, the next step is to extend your financial runway. This means making some tough but necessary cuts. Go through your expenses line by line. The daily coffee, the multiple streaming subscriptions, the gym membership you rarely use, anything that isn't absolutely essential has to be paused or eliminated for now. This isn't forever, but for this critical period, your goal is to reduce your monthly outgoings as much as humanly possible. Think of it as building a financial fortress. Every non-essential expense you cut is another stone in that wall, buying you precious time. With this information, you can create a bare-bones crisis budget. This budget will be your guide for the coming weeks and months. It dictates how long your savings, severance, and unemployment benefits will last. Having this plan doesn't just make financial sense, it provides a crucial psychological anchor. In a time of immense uncertainty, knowing exactly how long you can sustain yourself gives you a sense of control. It allows you to approach your job search with a clear head, not from a place of panic, but from a position of calculated strategy. This is your foundation. With your immediate cash flow under control, we need to look at the anchors weighing you down. High-interest debt, particularly from credit cards, is one of the most significant threats to your financial stability during a period of unemployment. The interest rates on these debts are relentless. They don't stop accruing just because your paycheck has. They can quickly erode your savings and severance, creating a cycle of financial pressure that can feel impossible to escape. Tackling this should be one of your highest priorities. It's not just about saving money on interest, it's about freeing up your future cash flow. Your strategy here should be aggressive. Look at your severance package or any savings you have. While it may be tempting to hoard every penny, using a portion of that lump sum to wipe out a high-interest credit card balance can be one of the smartest moves you make. Consider the math. If a card has a 22% APR, paying it off is like getting a guaranteed 22% return on your money. No investment can promise that. Prioritize the debts with the highest interest rates first. This is often called the avalanche method. It's the most mathematically sound way to reduce the total amount you'll pay over time. Eliminating or significantly reducing this debt does more than just improve your balance sheet. It provides profound psychological relief. It reduces the number of bills you have to worry about each month. It lowers the minimum amount of income you'll need from your next job to stay afloat. This gives you more flexibility and bargaining power in your job search. You'll be less likely to accept a less-than-ideal role out of sheer desperation. Every dollar of high-interest debt you eliminate is a step towards greater freedom and resilience, making you less vulnerable to financial shocks in the future. Now that you've shored up your finances, it's time to turn your attention to your professional presentation. Your resume and your LinkedIn profile are your primary marketing documents. They are often the very first impression a recruiter or hiring manager will have of you. Many of us, comfortable in our long-term roles, have let these documents become stale. A resume that hasn't been updated in 5 years is a liability. It doesn't reflect the skills you've acquired, the projects you've led, or the value you've most recently delivered. It's time for a complete overhaul. Start with your resume. This is not simply about adding your last job title. It's about reframing your entire career story through the lens of accomplishment, not just responsibility. For every role, don't just list what you did, quantify what you achieved. Did you increase sales? By what percentage? Did you streamline a process? How much time or money did it save? Use strong action verbs and hard numbers. Tailor this document for the types of roles you are targeting now, ensuring the keywords from those job descriptions are woven naturally throughout your profile. Your resume needs to scream results, not duties. Your LinkedIn profile is equally critical, and it serves a different purpose. It's a more dynamic, narrative-driven platform. Ensure your headshot is professional and recent. Your headline should be more than just your last job title. It should be a concise statement of your value proposition, who you are and what you do. Your About section is your chance to tell your professional story, to showcase your passion and your expertise. Actively request recommendations from former managers and colleagues who can speak to your strengths. A complete, well-crafted LinkedIn profile doesn't just wait to be found. It actively works for you, 24/7. In today's job market, it's a well-known fact that many of the best opportunities are never even posted publicly. They are filled through referrals, through word of mouth, through the vast, hidden network of professional relationships. This is why strategic networking is not just a helpful activity, it is absolutely essential. After a layoff, it can be tempting to retreat, to isolate yourself. You must resist that urge. Now is the time to thoughtfully and systematically reconnect with your professional circle. This isn't about desperately asking for a job, it's about gathering information and making your availability known. Begin by making a list. Think of former colleagues you respected, managers who were mentors, clients you had a great relationship with, and even vendors you worked with. Start with the people you have the strongest connections with. Reach out with a simple, direct message. Let them know your situation, what you're looking for, and ask if they might have 15 minutes for a brief call to catch up and get their perspective on the industry. People are generally willing to help, but you have to make the first move. The goal of these conversations is to learn, not to ask for a job directly. Ask about their company, industry trends, and if they know of anyone else you should speak with. Beyond one-on-one outreach, make your presence felt in the broader industry. Attend virtual or in-person industry events and conferences. Participate in relevant discussions in professional groups on platforms like LinkedIn. Don't just be a passive observer. Add thoughtful comments, share relevant articles, and position yourself as an engaged expert in your field. Networking is a long game. It's about building and nurturing relationships over time. Every conversation you have, every connection you make, is a seed planted that could lead to your next great opportunity. The world of work is not static. It is in a constant state of evolution. The skills that were in high demand 5 years ago may be table stakes today, and new technologies are creating demands for expertise that didn't even exist a decade ago. A period of unemployment, while challenging, presents a unique opportunity, the gift of time. This is your chance to step back, look at the direction your industry is heading, and strategically invest in yourself. Proactively upskilling is one of the most powerful ways to future-proof your career and increase your marketability. Start by doing your research. Scour job descriptions for the roles you're targeting. What skills, software, or certifications are consistently mentioned that you don't currently possess? Are there trends like data analysis, artificial intelligence, or specific project management methodologies that are becoming standard in your field? Identify these gaps in your own skill set. This isn't about becoming an expert in everything. It's about making targeted additions to your professional toolkit, that will yield the highest return on your investment of time and resources. Once you've identified these areas, take action. The internet is filled with high-quality, affordable resources. Platforms like Coursera, EDX, LinkedIn Learning, and Udemy offer thousands of courses and professional certifications from reputable universities and companies. You could earn a certification in Google Analytics, become proficient in a new software suite, or take a course in digital marketing. Adding these new skills and certifications to your resume and LinkedIn profile sends a powerful signal to potential employers. You are proactive, you are a continuous learner, and you are committed to staying relevant. It shows you're not just looking for a job, you're investing in your craft. We've covered a lot of ground tonight, from immediate financial damage control to long-term career strategy. The key takeaway from all of this is the power of proactive preparation. The time to fix the roof is when the sun is shining, not in the middle of a storm. Don't wait for the shock of a layoff notice to get your financial house in order or to update your resume. The steps we've discussed, managing debt, building your network, continuously learning, are not just for a crisis. They are the fundamental habits of a resilient, modern professional. Make these actions a regular part of your career maintenance. Set a calendar reminder every 6 months to update your resume and LinkedIn profile, even when you're happily employed. Have a quarterly check-in on your budget and your debt reduction goals. Make networking a consistent practice, not a desperate scramble. Preparation is what transforms a potential catastrophe into a manageable transition. It's what gives you options. It's what gives you power in a system that can often make you feel powerless. Taking control of what you can control is the ultimate career security. This is undoubtedly a challenging time, but it's also a moment of opportunity, a chance to reassess, to rebuild, and to emerge stronger and more prepared than before. Remember that your value is not defined by any single job title or employer. It resides in your skills, your experience, and your resilience. You have weathered storms before, and you will weather this one. Keep moving forward, stay prepared, and have hope. The future you build from this point on will be one forged not by chance but by your own deliberate, thoughtful action. Thank you for watching.